I'm Isaiah,
I'm Mario.
and we're the Young Tejano Crew. Tonight, we'll be grilling some hot dogs and answering a couple of questions on what to expect from us and the channel as we move forward. Mario?
Let's throw these dogs on the grill. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and throw these dogs on the grill. While I do that, Isaiah's going to ask some questions. So let's go ahead and get started.
Why did you decide to start the channel? What are your plans or goals for it in the future? Mario, you first. Can you answer that for us, please?
One of the reasons why I had the idea to start this channel was to touch base with the younger side of the Tejano culture,
Yeah,
I feel like we go out to a lot of events and we don't see a lot of people our age. So
absolutely.
being able to relate with people our age, people on the younger side that enjoy this kind of music, I think it's important. And I really hope that you guys tune in to listen to what we got to say about Tejano music, especially if you're on the younger side, so we can keep this beautiful culture going. You know what I mean? What do you
Absolutely.
think?
Going off on what Mario said, man, he made some great points. Um, why did we decide to start the channel? Going off what he said, there's not a lot of people that are our age doing that, the Gen Z era. There's a lot of people in their 30s and 40s, and we got big love for them, right? But we want to keep the Hano music alive. The Hano music is not dead, by the way. Um, but we want to share our opinions as we move forward as the next generation of Tejanos and the Tejano culture. So we would like to bring our opinions from the young generation, just our opinions. Everyone doesn't think the same, but just our opinions on how we think and operate. Um,
So now, while I'm flipping these dogs, Isaiah, what other questions are the people asking, man?
yeah, moving on to our next question. What's one Tejano song that reminds you of home? I think I'll take this one. I think one Tejano song that reminds me of home is definitely gonna be La Única Estrella. Um, for whatever reason, man, this song when I was getting into Tejano music was always on my mind. It was always my first pick when it came to Tejano music. Everyone knows that mix where La Única Estrella is coming on. They do the little spiel in the beginning and they get right into the Tejano music. It always reminds me of uh, grilling in the back with my dad, my brother, and my family. Um, um, just enjoying life and enjoying the small things. Mario. All right, Mario. Moving on to you. What's one Tejano song that reminds you of home?
A Tejano song that reminds me of home. Good question. I think Me Vuelvo a Enamorar by Gary Hobbs,
Hmm.
just because he's from Eagle Pass.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. That's what I represent, and I feel like it's only right to pick somebody from my hometown. So
Is there something specific in that song that you think would like maybe words wise that you think would remind you of home, or is it just specifically the fact that it's near your hometown that you know
I remember my dad playing that song a lot as a kid.
right?
Um, Maybe that has a little bit to do with it, but I think more than anything, just being proud of sharing the same hometown as Gary Hobbs.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the main reason.
And just to go off what you said, man, a lot of people they were raised in the Tejano culture. Whenever we were kids, they would play the music, and it's just us as our younger selves just listening to this music. We have no idea what's going on.
Exactly.
Just the fact that it's just music, and as we grow older, we learn to appreciate it more
I agree.
with our family and the older generations of our family, and as we bond through this music, it's our culture, and we take pride into that.
No, I agree for sure, man. I feel like it's one of those things that you take for granted as a kid.
Hmm.
You want to go home,
Absolutely.
you want to get in
Sleeping
your
on the
bed.
sleeping on the chair, the three
Yeah,
chairs.
exactly. Sleeping on the three chairs, but now that you're older, you want to stay longer. You want the party to keep going.
Exactly.
So
Moving on to our third question: if the Hano music had a national holiday, how would you celebrate it? I'll go first with this one. National holiday, I would celebrate it with a cookout. I think the most fond memories I have of being a Tejano is getting with our family and in the back and just enjoying those small moments. Moments that you take for granted. Um, I think it would just be a cookout with a bunch of our friends having a party. Everyone gets a couple shots here and there. Just getting it, man, and that's how I would do it. Mario.
Man, you already know what I'm gonna say.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You already know I'm gonna put the apron on and throw it down on the blackstone like I usually do,
Come
man.
on,
So
somebody.
either street tacos, hamburgers, Mexican hot dogs, whatever it is, man. You already know I'm gonna throw down, throw that apron on, and just please my people, man. That's my favorite thing to do. Just throw something on the grill and cook for my people. So cook for my people, put some music on the YouTube, and go crazy, man. That's what I would do. Nothing crazy, just something simple, man. But I feel like those simple memories are what you enjoy the most. You know, you don't have to be scrambling around for the little details. You're just worried about being in the moment.
Absolutely.
You're just worried about having a good time with the people you love. You know,
Absolutely.
so that's what I would do, just to cook out with the people that I love, man. Hey, man, shout out to my boy Carlos behind the camera. Let me get a view of these dogs real quick. Listen to that, man. Listen to that, man.
Emmett boy.
That's right.
So our next question, do you think Tejano music has changed over time? If so, why? If not, why not? I'll be answering this one. Tejano music definitely has changed over time. I think a lot of people are starting to infuse it with um, like R&B, well, rap, norteño, and reggaeton. Um, why? It's got to be money. A lot of people listen to those genres nowadays. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Tejano music is not listened to as much as it used to right now. Um, ever since the closing of the Johnny Canales show, you know, Tejano music kind of has been on a decline. But you know, it's got to be money. You know, people aren't gonna listen to Tejano music as much because you know they don't know what it is, or you know they weren't raised with it, so it's not kind of installed into their head. If you get what I'm saying, like they weren't
Yeah.
raised with it. Mario, if you have another additional comments or something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just like anything. Things evolve,
Exactly.
things get better. I think it's just one thing that you can expect over time. You know, I don't expect norteño music or cumbias or anything to sound the same in
Yeah.
20 years the way they sound now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I feel like there's a lot of Tejano artists, a lot of norteño groups, a lot of cumbia groups, you know, kind of if we're going to explore a little bit more, that are going back to those old sounds and bringing them back. I feel like at the same time, there's those people that are excelling by using those old sounds as inspiration, but making it their own. And I feel like that's what's necessary in order to, like I said, bring the younger people into the Tejano world.
Yeah.
Incorporate things that you know are going to get their attention. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a lot of groups out there that are doing that. A lot of groups implementing maybe some features or collabs that you don't expect, but it's what you need in order to attract that younger crowd.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
All right, moving on to our next question. What does Tejano mean to you personally? Mario, if you want to start. Before we do that, though, let's get a close up on these dogs. These dogs are finished. Man.
Tejano? What does Tejano mean to me personally, man? It means a lot of things. I feel like the biggest thing is family. You know, I
Yeah.
feel like the Tejano culture is one of those situations where you walk into a stranger's house and you instantly connect with them.
Oh, yeah.
Not only because of the music, because of the food, because of the language that you speak, because of the way that you dance, laugh, whatever it may be. That's what Tejano means to me. Love, family, being able to come together as one, even if you're not by blood. You know what I mean? So that's what
Absolutely.
Tejano means to me, man. What about you?
Tejano means to me personally, you know, it's you know, in Tejano it translates, you know, in English to Texan. That's what we when we were finding our culture. That's how we classified ourselves as Tejanos. Um, personally, to me, it means getting together with family. Man, family is the big thing on Tejano music. You know how Tejano music was made. You know, with all the cultures coming in together, just creating one big family. Man, I think Tejano to me is just purely just means family to me, man. Getting together with everyone in the backyard, grilling, and doing stuff like this, man. Making hot
All
dogs.
right, these buns are done. These dogs are done. Let's plate them up. Continue to answer you guys' questions. Finished product: mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, plain Jane for
Yeah,
Isaiah.
plain Jane. I'm already finished my other one.
We're gonna dig in. We'll be back to answer you guys' questions. All right, stay tuned. So now that we're done eating, enjoyed those hot dogs, watched a little bit of that Dodgers game, man. Let's keep going with those questions, man. Somebody's asking, what city do we think best expresses what it is to be Tejano and the Tejano culture? And I think that, speaking for me and Isaiah, San Antonio, man. I feel like it's not even a question. I think that any person that you ask is going to tell you San Antonio. From the Tejano Music Awards being hosted there for so long, to all the music videos recorded there, all the songs recorded in the studios over there, San Antonio has really embodied the home of Tejano music. And I feel like us as Tejano people have accepted that and are happy to be able to say that. You know what I mean?
Moving on to our next question that was sent to us. Why do y'all think we don't see as many collabs between Tejano artists? This is a really good question. And to put it simplistically, I don't think we see as many collabs between Tejano artists is because of money. You know, you put two big Tejano artists together, and they're going to be like, all right, how are we going to do this? Are we going to be 50-50? I mean, you got to bring in the crew, right? You got to bring in the band. You got to bring in the people that do the sound. You got to the people that do editing and whatnot. And at the end of the day, you're cutting money in between so many people. It's like, who's gonna get it? You know, unless you just do it by yourself with your own crew that already has those stakes and boundaries that are set between the artists. Is like, all right, cool. You're gonna get this much percentage every time we do a video. You're gonna get this much percentage. I'm gonna get most percentage because I'm the singer. Everyone knows me because of me. So at the end of the day, it comes down to money. So I think that's why we don't have a lot of collabs.
So it's almost getting to that time, guys, where we got to sign out with you. We got two more questions for you guys, a special announcement, then we're going to have to say goodbye. But Isaiah, before we go, why is Tejano music not norteño? I feel like that's
Oh,
something that
yeah, that's a good one.
commonly confused, commonly talked about.
Yeah.
Talk to us. What do you think?
So trying to, I don't want to make it more simplistic, but I'm gonna go a little bit more into the technical aspect as a musician. Um, the reason why Tejano music is not norteño is because of the way we play with our instruments, right? In Tejano music, we use a lot more keyboard. I feel like Mas, Charro Band,
Yeah.
and some others, versus norteño, right? They don't use the piano as much. I would
Yeah.
say they're more norteño music is more of in a like a conjunto kind
Yeah.
of setting,
Yeah.
and we just use a lot of piano within our music to make those little more like soft 80s type of feel, 90s feel,
Yeah.
and norteño music keeps evolving and to the present. Mhm.
I feel like the implementation of the piano does it for you, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's important to remember the electric guitar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're
Ruben
right.
Ramos, for example, implementing the trumpets. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you're 100% right. The
So
ensemble.
I
Yeah. Moving
feel,
on to the next question. What's the best era of Tejano music, Mario? What do you think?
what I think the best era of Tejano music is. Obviously, I was born in 2004, so I didn't get to enjoy the era that I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But given the stories that my parents tell me, man, the 90s, the early 2000s, man.
Yeah.
Those early 2000s nights my dad talks to me about where he would go see Bobby in his early days or where he would go see Mas in their early days. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I feel like, I'm like, man, I wish I could have been my dad's age
Yeah. No, for real,
in
bro.
the 90s. You know, I feel like I would have had a great time.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're trying to change here. You know, before you answer, that's again a reminder of what we're trying to do here. Get more of that youth in those bailes. You know, get more of the youth in the concerts, and make it feel like the '90s again, man. Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think the best era, man. I have to go with. I'm gonna go with like 80s going into the 90s, so maybe like late 80s.
Okay.
Um, I'm an old school kind of guy, man. Like real old school. A lot of people like, don't like listening to my playlist a lot because I got a lot of like like Latin Breed,
Yeah.
La Sombra. I got a lot of uh, Charro Band stuff like that, and I just love the old school the old school sound. When they had the trios when they sang together.
Yeah.
What is it? Ruben Ramos still does it
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah. 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 We've seen it.
and it was Jaime y los Chamacos. They do that a lot too. There's a potpourri on YouTube called It was like Pupuri, like a tough band.
Okay.
It's a like I don't know 8 minute video or something, but
We'll put the link in the description.
yeah, really good like era that I'm talking about. I think that was my favorite era of
Okay.
Tejano music. Just listening to that stuff, all the vocals coming in together with the instrumentation,
Yeah.
like how we answered our last question. The ensemble was there, man. The electric guitar that you said, it was like,
No,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
It's great.
No, I agree with you. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of different views here. Agree to disagree when it comes to these kinds of
Yep.
conversations. Isaiah says early 80s, right? You said
Yep.
late 70s?
Early '80s to no late '80s to the '90s.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Late 80s to the 90s. I say late 90s to the 2000s. Let us know down below what you guys think. What's the best era of Tejano music? We want to know what you guys have to say. That being said, man, we're going to have to bring it to an end. We appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, commenting, following, whatever you guys do. We appreciate it. Once again, thank you for 200 followers on Facebook.
Come on.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube. Isaiah, anything you want to say to the people out there, man?
Hey man, thank you for 200 followers, guys. We're very blessed to have you guys tune into our channel, and we love every single one of you guys, from our family to friends to strangers we don't know. We're looking forward to meeting every single one of you
That's
guys
right.
in the future, hopefully the near future. So we're very blessed to have you guys on the channel, and we thank you guys so much.
Yes, sir. I will go ahead and post that merch announcement one more time on our Facebook after this video, so you can guys start pre-ordering those hats, possibly some hoodies. We don't know yet. Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see. Once again, my name is Mario.
I'm Isaiah.
We're the Young Tejano Crew, and we'll see you later. Thank you.